Hey Goddess, I'm Rachel Abbey and thank you so much for stopping by at my channel. So I do videos all about adulting. So this is like looking after your mental health, self-development, property, saving up for your first property, saving up for the future in general. So if any of those topics interest you, then definitely subscribe to the channel. Now today I wanted to come back to you because a few months ago I did a video comparing the Help to Buy ISA and the Lifetime Saving ISA, and I gave you my personal opinions about both accounts and why I believed having a Lifetime ISA was a really good decision if you're a first-time buyer and you're currently saving up for your first home. A lot of you know that I personally have a Lifetime Saving ISA. I have a Lifetime Saving account, a LISA I think is what they shorten it to, and my provider is Skipton Building Society. So that is the company or organisation I decided to open my LISA with. I opened my ISA, or my LISA should I say, I opened it in October of 2018 and I saved into it from October 2018 up until June of 2020, and so that means that I had the account open for 3 tax years. In terms of how I found the LISA, I've only got good things to say about having my LISA. It has been a very easy and trouble-free process, just setting up a standing order and having my savings go into it every month. I literally have had no issues with my LISA whatsoever, and it's been a really great way of saving for my first home. So what I wanted to share with you today is how having my LISA has benefited me in terms of saving up for my property. And I'm actually going to go right into the details and like open my spreadsheet and share with you exactly how much I put into my LISA every single month since the month that I opened it. I'm also going to share with you exactly how much I got in terms of the government bonus, and then I'm also going to share with you the amount that I have finished on, so what my ending balance is for my LISA. Right, so I have logged in to my Skipton account online, and on the opening page you can see my balance as it currently is. So I have £12,756 and 70p in there. So let me show you how I reached that figure. On this spreadsheet you can see each time that I put money into my Skipton LISA account. So I've spread it out month by month. What you can see there is that I actually started saving up for my house in June of 2018, but at that time I was only putting money into my Barclays savings account. I only started putting money into my LISA account when I opened it, which was in October of 2018. So that's why the cells are blank between June and September of 2018, simply because I was only putting money into my Barclays savings account. So if you look at row 3, you can see that I started putting money into my ISA, or my LISA should I say, in October of 2018, and I started off by putting £150 into the account. The following months I decided to put £333 into the LISA every month, and on row 4 you can see the HMRC bonus that I received every month. So I started receiving the government bonus 1 month after my first payment in, so in November of 2018, and that £37.50 that you can see is literally 25% of 150. So when you put money into a LISA, you get a 25% government bonus on your savings. That's how it works. So you can see in November I put in £333, and then in December I received the 25% bonus, which was £83.25. What started happening from January is I started to receive the government bonus every other month. So you can see that I didn't receive any bonus in February, I didn't receive a bonus in April. So what Skipton started to do is they started to pay me the government bonus twice a month, basically, one at the beginning of the month and one at the end of the month. It didn't mean that I received more bonus than I was entitled to. It just literally meant that I ended up receiving two payments in 1 month, kind of like a month in arrears almost. So that's why there are some months there where I didn't receive any, or where it looks like I didn't receive any bonus. So moving on to the following months, so you can see that the amount that I put in April of 2020 was slightly different to the amount that I had put into the LISA in the previous months. So in April of 2020, I put in £337 as opposed to £333. Some of you may be able to start to realize why I did this. Essentially, what I was trying to do was put in, I didn't want to put £4,000 into my LISA as a lump sum. So, what I decided to do was put in money in every month. So I literally just did £4,000, which is the maximum you can put into your LISA every tax year, divided by 12. That gave you about £333. And then in April, I decided to kind of like top it up to make sure that the overall amount that I had put into the account for tax year 2019 to 2020 was £4,000. So that's why I put in ever so slightly more in April compared to the previous months. I hope that makes sense, but let me know in the comments if it doesn't, and I'll explain it again properly. And then you can also see that the amount that I put into the LISA changed in June. So in June, I decided to actually put a much larger amount in there because I had reached my savings goals. So I became ready to start going out and actually viewing properties. So I wanted to make sure that I had put in the maximum amount into my LISA for that tax year that I could possibly can. So I just decided to top up the remaining amount of my account limit. The remaining amount ended up being £3,663. So I just put that into the LISA as one lump sum rather than continuing the monthly payments. And again, the reason why I did that was because I had reached my savings goals and I became ready to start looking for properties. So the grand total that I saved in my LISA is visible in the yellow columns. So over the course of October 2018 to June of 2020, I saved £10,144 of my own money, and then the government topped up that amount with £2,556. So in total, I ended up having £12,680 from a mixture of my savings and the government bonus, the 25%. Remember, I explained in my previous video that you accumulate interest on the savings and the bonus in the LISA, which is a huge benefit of having the account in the first place. So once you add the interest on top, that is how I ended up with my final figure of £12,756.70 in my LISA account. And then a very final point, you're probably wondering why the government bonus wasn't a very neat £3,000 instead of £2,536. The reason for that was because in the first tax year that I started using the account, I didn't actually put in the maximum £4,000 for that tax year. I just didn't fully understand the LISA and how it worked at that time. So I kind of lost out on money. I could have put in more in order to get the full £1,000 bonus for that tax year, but I didn't. So yeah, there was some money lost, but I guess you live and you learn. So a message for you is make sure that you maximize your savings by putting in £4,000 every single tax year if you're able to save up that amount in your account. Okay, so I do hope you found that helpful. I literally went into the details and shared everything with you. The reason why I'm doing this is because I feel like the more transparent we are as millennials, the more we're able to help one another out. In terms of, a lot of us really feel like saving up for a deposit is so hard, and sometimes we just feel like our salaries are not doing us justice and it's a really difficult process. Well, regardless of what your salary is, I think it is possible for everyone to save. And I'm not saying that, you know, people should be saving as much as I saved. You know, everyone is different, everyone's circumstance is different, but I'm just showing you the benefit that I personally found of opening up my LISA and using that to save towards my first home. If you can't put £4,000 every tax year, that is okay. As long as you're putting in as much as you possibly can, then do that and keep moving forward and keep reaching towards your house goals. Okay, so what's next? What happens once you've reached your savings goals in your LISA, you've made an offer on a property and you've instructed a solicitor? Well, towards the middle stroke end of the conveyancing process, one, you need to inform your solicitor that you actually have a LISA account open. I had to do this with my solicitor. So they asked me, do I have a help to buy ISA open? And I was like, no, but I do have a LISA. So make sure you tell them, because what needs to happen is you need to complete what is called an investor declaration form, and on that form you put your personal details as well as your LISA account number, and then the details of the property that you're buying, so like the address, the price of the property, essentially that's what you put on the form. You will need to send that form to your solicitor, and then they will need to complete a similar form which is called a conveyancer declaration form. On that form your solicitor will also put the property's details, and then they will also put their business address, so the solicitor's business address, their contact details, and then also the solicitor's bank account details that the LISA organisation, so like Skipton for example, will need to use to transfer your funds over to your solicitor, so that they can end up transferring that saving fund to the seller of the property once you reach the exchange part of the conveyancing process. So yeah, remember to tell your solicitor that you have a LISA open, because they need to do all of the transfer processing part of it. But yeah, I think having a LISA is an amazing saving mechanism if you are a first-time buyer like me and you just really want to be really strict and serious about saving towards your first property. Definitely consider opening it, but again, there are some restrictions, should I say, so have a look at my previous video on the LISA account just to make sure that you're aware of the restrictions and exactly what it entails to have a LISA. So yes, so if you found this video helpful, please give it a like, and also check out my first time buyer playlist, because I have made many other videos helping you to save towards your first home. So definitely check out that playlist. I'll leave a link to it below in the description box. Let me know if you found this video helpful as well by leaving a comment, and also subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of my future adulting and property related videos. So thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.